My wedding ring is missing. I noticed my fiancé's sister has a ring identical to mine on her finger. I asked her to return it, but my fiancé defended her, saying he gave it to her. Later on, his sister smugly said to me, "Didn't my brother tell you? We're not related by blood." Alright. Scumbags will get what they deserve eventually. I had just finished my bath and returned to my room when Jack came over. He looked at me with those sparkling eyes. "Zoe, have your relatives left?" Blushing, I nodded. Jack was just about to make a move. Then came a knock on the door. Oh, one of his relatives had arrived. It was Jessica, Jack's younger sister. She temporarily moved in with us after returning to the country last month. "Bro, the internet is down. Can you take a look?" Jack gave me a quick kiss and went to open the door. A minute later, Jack returned with a helpless expression. "Jessica is such a dummy. The cable wasn't even plugged in." Jack's eyes locked on me. Just as he was about to lean in and kiss me, there was another knock. "Bro, my live stream isn't working, and my fans are waiting." Since returning, Jessica has been working as a beauty influencer. Jack was somewhat annoyed. "Can't you solve it yourself?" "I really can't," Jessica pouted. Jack rolled his eyes in exasperation, signaling for me to wait. He got up and left. By the time he returned, my mood was completely gone. It's been countless times. Anytime Jack and I closed the bedroom door, Jessica would always find some reason to call him out. Girls have an instinct. It seemed like Jessica had a slight hostility towards me. I originally thought she was just close to her brother and afraid of losing him to me. A young girl, I could slowly win her over. But I might have been wrong. That Friday night, when Jack and I came home after an outing, I opened the door and saw Jessica emerging from the bathroom. Her hair was dripping wet, and she was wearing a light blue shirt with the collar open, revealing her bare legs and the white skin beneath her collarbone. I felt a chill. That shirt she was wearing was one I bought for Jack. I cast a glance at Jack, who awkwardly looked away. Jessica didn't seem to think anything was wrong. She walked straight to the table, picked up Jack's usual coffee mug, and took a sip. "You're back already." Noticing my gaze on her, she glanced at me and pretended to complain. "The weather here in the south is so damp. My pajamas didn't dry, so I just grabbed one of my brother's shirts." Seeing my displeased expression, Jack immediately scolded her. "Wearing my clothes? What's that about? Why didn't you ask Zoe for pajamas? She has plenty." Reluctantly, she went back to her room to change, muttering softly, "I used to wear his clothes all the time." At that moment, my thoughts were a mess. Jack and I have been together for 5 years. I knew he was simply a bit clueless. When dealing with clueless guys, honesty is the best policy. "Jack, I think Jessica might have a brother complex." I patiently advised him. "Plus, men and women are different." A hint of confusion and shock appeared in his eyes. "We used to share a water cup all the time when we were kids." "Silly, that was when you were kids." A few seconds later, it seemed to dawn on him. "Don't say that. She's my blood sister." He stood up, pacing the room in frustration. Eventually, he stopped and stared at me. "Zoe, are you feeling insecure?" "Actually, I've been preparing. I wanted to surprise you on your birthday next week, with all our friends' blessings and flowers. But how about a non-formal one today, and we'll do it officially next week?" It's rare to see Jack babble like this. I was a bit clueless myself. When he pulled out a diamond ring from the drawer, I was stunned. He knelt on one knee. "Zoe, will you marry me?" Oh, he meant the non-formal proposal. Looking at his starry-eyed expectant face, I couldn't help but smile. I nodded. He laughed and chided. "Geez, you scared me. I was so afraid you'd say no." Then he affectionately kissed me twice. I thought it was the start of our happiness. While putting on the ring, I joked, "This ring should be unique, right? Not something your sister has." On Valentine's Day, he gave me a bouquet and a bracelet. Jessica had matching gifts too. Jack really spoils his sister. Maybe recalling those Valentine's gifts, a flicker of unease crossed his eyes. I thought nothing of it at the time. The day before my birthday, just like usual, I took off my ring and placed it on the dresser. When I came out of the bath, the ring was gone. I searched the whole room, but couldn't find it. Feeling anxious, I thought about it. No one else was home. Jack was working late. Only Jessica was here. I knocked on Jessica's door. She opened it impatiently. "What? Jessica, have you seen my ring?" No, but on her ring finger sat a familiar ring. It was unmistakably mine. I knew every inch of that ring. I had traced its patterns many times before bed. Jack even teased, "If I'd known you liked it that much, I would have given it to you sooner." How could he know? I cherished that ring because I wanted a happy ending with him. Jack and I had been together for 5 years. I had a crush on him first. He was exactly my type, handsome, sunny, and brilliant. Then one day, he confessed, "Zoe, I like you a lot. Will you be my girlfriend?" Maybe I was a bit thrown by sudden happiness. My expression was probably dumbstruck. It made Jack anxious. "Cutie, say something." So I gave a dazed nod. He grinned wide, radiantly, and with that memory, I returned to reality. I held back my impatience and said to Jessica, Jessica, you need to give me back that ring. Jessica sneered, Zoe, what if I don't? So she's basically admitting she took my ring. I rubbed my temples and said, what you're doing is called stealing, you know. Jessica suddenly raised her voice, are you calling me a thief? And then, she slapped me. Zoe, you bitch, always hanging around my brother, acting all fake. I've been wanting to do this for a long time. Honestly, I was stunned by her slap. I came to get my stuff back, and she hits me. Is it really necessary to slap someone? And this was my first time getting slapped in my life. But I wasn't about to let her off that easily. I slapped her back with the same force. We're both girls. Calling someone a bitch isn't something you just throw around. Just then, the door opened. Jack walked in and saw the scene. I had hit his sister. Jessica immediately started crying loudly, running into Jack's arms, hiccuping as she said, bro. Zoe lost her own ring and then accused me of stealing it. I tried to explain, but she wouldn't listen and hit me. Her teary face and my raised hand must have looked really bad. Jack ignored the slight red mark on my face. For the first time, Jack looked coldly at me. Zoe, you went too far. Jessica seized the moment to stir things up. Bro, break up with her. How could you marry such a rude woman? Jack, looking frustrated, pushed her away. Stop it. You aren't innocent either. Didn't I tell you not to wear that ring in front of her? I've spoiled you too much. What other sister goes around taking their brother's engagement ring? He turned to me to explain. Jessica's ring is a gift from me. She didn't steal it. You misunderstood. He closed his eyes for a moment, clearly exasperated. Just apologize to Jessica, and let's get this over with. I scoffed. Apologize? For what? She did steal my ring. Jack raised his voice. Jessica did not steal it. The one she's wearing is from me. My ears buzzed. I couldn't believe what I was hearing. This was the first time Jack had ever spoken to me so impatiently. Jack, really? You gave her one too? Jack frowned. Why are you making a fuss over this with my sister? It's an engagement ring, Jack. You can't just hand those out. In my mind, engagement rings come in pairs. Just a few days ago, I had shared pictures of the ring with my girlfriends. Their words of blessings still echoed in my ears. Is my happiness falling apart in just 2 days? A few minutes later, the ring was found in the kitchen trash can. I silently watched her performance. Bro, look, Zoe is just too careless. She left the ring in the kitchen, Jessica said. It all suddenly made sense to me. Jessica had been manipulating me, making me think she stole it. Her goal was to make us fight, to drive a wedge between Jack and me. In fact, it was her who planted the ring in the kitchen trash. She was quite successful in creating drama. This girl always had an agenda. I looked at Jack's hesitant face, and the gloating look in Jessica's eyes. I didn't want the ring anymore, especially after Jack got up to take a work call. Jessica had the look of a winner, saying, no matter what you do, my brother will always take my side. It's been that way since we were kids. Jack was always a gentleman, but his sister, Jessica, had such devious thoughts. I couldn't help but ask, are you really Jack's sister? To my surprise, Jessica smiled smugly, rubbing the ring, and said, didn't my brother tell you? We're not even blood related. In that moment, I couldn't believe my ears. I had been with Jack for 5 years. We'd shared many intimate moments. I never hid anything from him. Yet, I didn't know Jessica wasn't his biological sister. This revelation was more painful than the slap. My face turned pale. I didn't take the ring from Jack. He looked panicked. He pulled me into the room and shut the door. I clenched my fists and trembled. Jack, let's call off the engagement. In all the years we had been together, we'd hardly ever fought. Breaking up had never crossed my mind. Jack's eyes immediately turned red. Zoe, you can't call it off. He hugged me tightly, not letting go. He explained that Jessica was his stepmother's daughter. His dad never paid much attention to him, so his stepmother had taken care of him like her own, and naturally, he saw Jessica as his true sister. Later, his dad and stepmother divorced due to relationship issues, and his stepmother took Jessica abroad. They separated back then. Zoe, I didn't think it was important, so I didn't tell you. My throat went dry. I didn't know what to say. Jack looked at me, eyes full of pleading. Zoe, I really love you. If Jessica bothers you, I'll ask her to move out. Please, let's not let her come between us, okay? We can even get new rings. My mind was in chaos. 5 years of feelings, from college to now, we had faced persistent suitors for both of us, but always stayed strong. We'd even set a date for our engagement just yesterday, for next month when the flowers bloom. I finally softened my stance. Just give each other one last chance. Jack, no more secrets, okay? Let's delay the engagement party. I'm not in the mood right now. Jack hesitated, then nodded. I don't know how Jack communicated with Jessica, but she ultimately moved out in a huff. Before she left, she gave me a look and whispered, Zoe, don't get too happy yet. I only later understood what she meant. They are still siblings, after all, and their relationship can't be severed. She continued to call Jack for help occasionally, changing a light bulb, fixing the internet, little things. I let it go and didn't make a fuss. Normal sibling interaction. I won't oppose it. Life gradually returned to normal. One rare relaxing weekend evening, Jack and I were cuddled on the sofa watching a movie. Jack's phone rang. I glanced over. It had to be Jessica at this hour of the night. Bro, I'm feeling down today. Can you come out and have a drink with me? Jack frowned. Where are you? At home. Jack relaxed a bit. If you're at home, get some rest and don't drink too much. He looked at me and continued. I have things to do here. But then Jessica's tearful, accusatory voice came through, broken and upset. Bro, why are you like this now? You're not the same since you got a girlfriend. Why won't you come out? Is it that bitch Zoe not letting you? I never understood why Jessica had such animosity toward me. Jack's face darkened a bit. Jess, don't talk nonsense. Go to bed. I'm hanging up. He pressed the end call button. He turned to me, forcing a slight smile. Jessica is just drunk and talking nonsense. Don't mind her. His eyes stayed on the screen, but it was obvious his mind was elsewhere. He shifted in his seat a few times, eventually whispering, maybe I should go check on her. My face turned cold. This wasn't the first time she'd called him out in the middle of the night. If they were real siblings, I'd be less bothered, but they weren't related by blood. A guy and a girl alone at night. Women understand women better, especially when Jessica's intentions are so transparently not innocent. She's at home, not in any danger, I pointed out. I'm worried she's upset. And you're not worried if I get upset. My voice rose involuntarily. Jack sank back into the sofa, but neither of us paid any attention to the movie anymore. I used to sleep well, but tonight, I found myself wide awake. I shut my eyes, refusing to speak to Jack. He thought I'd fallen asleep. In the middle of the night, he quietly got up. At first, I thought he was heading to the bathroom, but with my sharp hearing, I caught the soft click of the front door closing. My heart sank. Jack couldn't let his sister go. He didn't come back all night, and I didn't sleep a wink. A chill went through my heart. The next morning, Jack returned, carrying breakfast. He saw me awake and said casually, Zoe, I went out to get breakfast. All your favorites. Suddenly, this man seemed like a stranger to me. Was he still the Jack I knew? The honest, straightforward Jack from before. Even though there were no faint red kiss marks around his neck like you'd see in movies. But there was a new scent of shower gel on him. We'd never bought that scent at home. An adult man, leaving the house at night and coming home freshly showered. It was obvious. A wave of nausea hit me. I forced a smile. Jack, I haven't had your homemade noodles in a while. He smiled slightly, his hand moving to pat my head habitually. I subtly dodged it. He didn't notice. All right, Zoe, I'll make them now. I knew he left his phone on the table when he went to the kitchen. When his back was turned, I quickly grabbed it and opened his chat. This was my first time snooping on his phone, but he had deceived me first. His messages with Jessica had been increasing. Lately, they far outnumbered our conversations, and they were almost flirting. Bro, I want to buy a set of Victoria's Secret pajamas. Which one looks good? Intimate, revealing pajamas. Red and black. Jack actually replied, red. Red suits your skin tone better. My fingers trembled, but I held back. I sent a test message. Something a friend suggested to gauge how close he was to the other person. Hey, baby, what are you doing? Jessica responded instantly. It's all your fault. I'm lying down, because my whole body aches thanks to you. Guessing was one thing. Seeing it was another. My head felt like it was going to explode. A wave of physical discomfort rose to my throat. Jessica sent a photo then. Her collarbone was covered with dark red love bites. I knew this was Jack's habit, when he was really into it, biting the collarbone. I couldn't hold it back and vomited into the trash can. It was sickening, truly sickening. Jack came rushing over. Zoe, are you okay? Don't call me Zoe. It makes me sick. At first, Jack looked confused, but then his eyes landed on the phone screen. For the first time, I saw genuine panic in his eyes. Zoe, this was my mistake. Please forgive me, just this once. Just this once, I scoffed. Even when you're on business trips, you're probably fooling around, right? From his frequent, intimate chats with Jessica, I doubted it was a one-time thing. My guess was he'd visit her sometimes during those trips. Ever since Jessica moved out, Jack traveled more frequently, and every time he came back, he treated me extra well, as if compensating for something, bringing me gifts, being sweeter. Jack's Adam's apple bobbed. Really, it was just last night. Zoe, believe me. He explained that on his trips, he'd sometimes visit Jessica, out of brotherly concern. But since he didn't want to upset me, he hadn't told me. And nothing happened between them. At first, I truly saw her as a sister. But last night, I was worried something happened to her. By the time I found her at the bar, She insisted I have a few drinks before she'd go home. Maybe it's the alcohol, but my self-control slipped. And Jessica's feelings for me, they were never purely sisterly. I could sense it, but I suppressed it because of you. Zoe, I love you, but over time, I admit our relationship lacks the spark it once had. It was my fault. I'm so ashamed. Jessica's unreserved love was overwhelming. Jack seemed tortured. One of the tallest guys I knew squatted like a child, crying. Zoe, I know I hurt you. Can you forgive me? Just this once. I struggled to keep my voice steady, though my anger made it tremble. Jack, don't you find it funny? You said you always treated Jessica like a sister. All these years, I did have some temptations. Rich clients from my company, and handsome and capable bosses. They all made advances toward me. I paused. Even you know this. My high school class president still likes me. If I wanted something new, couldn't I get it from them? I didn't give in, not just because I used to love you, but because I cherish our relationship and value being each other's one and only. My fingers dug into my flesh as I said shakily, Jack, it's over between us. He watched in absolute despair as I packed my things. His throat bobbed a few times, but he couldn't get a single word out. We had lived together for 5 years. My belongings were in every nook of this place. I had chosen every little detail, even the small cups, to make this house our home. We had built our happiness here bit by bit. Packing up was quick, sorting between what to keep and what to leave behind. I didn't have many things. One suitcase could fit everything I needed, besides a few daily clothes. I didn't want to take anything that reminded me of him. It felt unlucky. I took a vacation from work to go back to my hometown. This vacation was initially to prepare for our engagement party. Not needed now, anyway. At home, my mom was on the phone with relatives, inviting them to our engagement party. Yes, it's the boyfriend from college. They have a great relationship. They're getting engaged. You must come. Seeing me, my parents were pleasantly surprised. Why are you back? I couldn't hold it in and burst into tears in my mom's arms. I hadn't cried in front of Jack, but in front of my parents, I couldn't control myself. It scared my parents. Finally, between sobs, I told them Jack and I broke up. I left out the part about Jack spending the night at Jessica's, mainly because my dad has a bad temper, and I feared he might hurt himself running over there to beat Jack up. My mom sat in a daze, mumbling, we already told everyone to come. How could you break up? I felt a wave of guilt. My parents were excitedly inviting relatives, and now I threw cold water on them, especially my dad, who is quite face-conscious. I mumbled, Dad, I'm sorry. Now the family might be embarrassed. My dad sat there smoking worryingly. After a few minutes, he suddenly stood up. Jack is such a scumbag. My girl deserves better. It's good the engagement didn't happen. Who cares about face? Your happiness is what matters. Don't worry about me. Just think it through yourself. I firmly said, I've thought it through. My dad hugged me and nodded. No matter how old you get, the embrace of your parents is always the warmest. After the breakup, I found a new place. It was warm and cozy. I filled my work schedule to the brim. Jack didn't like me traveling for work, so I had missed many career opportunities. Now, it was different. I was fully immersed in work and pushing myself hard. Last week, my boss Lisa winked at me. Considering your recent project performance, the company is thinking of promoting you mid-year. Hard work finally paid off. I had been striving for this senior project manager position for a long time. It finally felt within reach. But then, an incident occurred. Jessica, using her status as a streamer and her fan base, got me exposed and doxed online. This led HR to reevaluate my promotion, considering the potential damage to the company's image from promoting someone with questionable character. The reason? Jack, of course. Maybe out of habit, Jack still hadn't accepted our breakup. For the past 6 months, Jack had been trying hard to win me back, sending flowers, snacks, waiting to take me out after work. Even though I rejected him each time, he didn't give up. Zoe, everyone makes mistakes sometimes. Can't you forgive me once? He asked in the breeze. I remained silent. Perhaps he felt he had tried hard enough and was growing impatient. Zoe, I've humbled myself enough. Everyone has their limits. I looked at him, still handsome, yet somehow a complete stranger. I once thought it would be hard to move on from this relationship. Surprisingly, it was easier than I imagined. At this moment, looking at him, I felt no love, none at all. Just a slight annoyance at his arrogance. Calmly, I said, Jack, I made it clear before. We are done. His eyes filled with anger. Zoe, you said it. Don't regret it. With that, he walked away without looking back. Honestly, I already regret it. I shouldn't have invested my true feelings initially. I used to be so passionately in love with him, fantasizing countless times about marrying him. But unfortunately, he strayed off the path first. For some reason, later on, Jack and Jessica frequently flaunted their affection on Twitter. Was this Jack's way of making me regret it? If so, he's really childish. I felt nothing towards it. Once love is gone, what feeling is there to have? Especially Jessica, using her status as a streamer. For the sake of drama, she started narrating her tumultuous love story online. Her tale, ostensibly about childhood sweethearts overcoming numerous obstacles, needed a villain to highlight its hardships. I was cast as the clingy ex who pursued Jack, whom Jack dated out of a sense of duty, while Jessica was his true love. After our breakup, I supposedly kept clinging to him. It was utterly absurd, but some netizens easily believe anything. The online comments were overwhelmingly one-sided. It's disgusting to cling to an ex after breaking up. Jessica's love story is so touching. That woman is shameless. Jessica was thrown out late at night by that vile woman when she had nowhere to go. So tragic. Jessica's followers soared, as did her income from promotional deals. Fame and fortune, as they say. However, netizens started stalking me, calling me a vile woman. Someone often sent me unpleasant packages. Others posted my photos in comment sections, exposing me. Some even came to my workplace to curse at me. This stalled my promotion and severely affected my work. Jessica stepping on others to boost herself. That's downright stupid. Didn't she think I'd hit back? Maybe she thought, with her millions of followers, she had nothing to fear from an average person like me. But she forgot, even a rabbit will bite when cornered. Thank goodness, on the day we broke up, I feared Jack wouldn't admit his mistakes. So, I took photos of his Instagram conversations with Jessica. I planned to delete them after a while. Then there were Jack's pleas to get back together with me on Instagram. I compiled everything and posted it online. Some netizens still have sharp eyes. What I provided were facts. Fortunately, the truth stood the test. The rumors fell apart on their own. Jessica's online fame and fortune crumbled as well. But Jack called me. Zoe, I know you're a kind girl. Could you please let Jessica off the hook? Can you take down those posts and clarify that she wasn't a homewrecker, that we got together after our breakup? I know it's shameless to ask, but please, for the sake of the unstable pregnancy she's having. Jack was practically begging, nearly ready to kneel if we met. I sneered, Jack, you're truly shameless. After hanging up, my hands were still shaking. Where was Jack when Jessica was cursing at me? Now he's asking for my kindness because she's pregnant, especially considering this. If I remember correctly, Jack was still begging me to reunite months after our breakup, but he was with Jessica enough to get her pregnant. Wow, Jack, you're a master at time management. I regret being so blind back then. But I am different from Jessica. The child is innocent. Some netizens had already started cursing Jessica's unborn child. That wasn't my intention. I thought about it for a long time and took the posts down. Jack had to meet my demands too. Within 3 days, he sent my company a video of Jessica. In the video, she clarified that I had not misbehaved and that the netizens had misinterpreted. My company rechecked my background. The promotion came through smoothly. A few months later, at a bar with colleagues, I ran into Jessica again. She was drinking alone, a pregnant woman drinking. I glanced at her belly. Surprisingly, it was flat. She should be 6 or 7 months along by now. But that's none of my business. Her presence just ruined my mood a bit. Unexpectedly, Jessica had the nerve to approach me. I didn't want to make a scene, so I gestured for her to talk outside. Up close, she looked ghostly and haggard. Her eyes had lost their usual pride. Zoe, what's so special about you? I've known Jack for over a decade. You've known him only 5 years. Why can't he forget you? I laughed. You're the one who succeeded. You two ended up together, didn't you? That was because of the baby. But now, the baby's gone. From her muttering, I pieced together what happened. Jessica used the pregnancy to manipulate Jack. Jack felt trapped and made her record that clarifying video. After recording, Jessica got furious and wanted to delete it. Jack refused, and in the scuffle, she hit a table corner. Already on the verge of miscarriage, the collision caused her to lose the baby. Well, it's all her own doing. I didn't pity her. Then, out came a tipsy blonde guy from the bar. Reeking of alcohol, he squinted at Jessica and put a hand on her shoulder. Waiting for me. Jessica looked disgusted. Don't talk nonsense. Don't touch me. The guy, half drunk, smirked. Wow, didn't expect this. Just a few months ago, I took care of you when you were drunk. Can't remember our one-night stand. Jessica's face turned ashen with terror. I glanced over and froze. Jack had just walked up behind me, catching the guy's words. His face turned incredibly dark. Oh my God, I just stumbled into a big scandal. Jack grabbed the guy's arm, demanding, what did you say? The guy, sobering up, shook free and fled, leaving her ask her. Jack gripped Jessica's hand, eyes filled with rage. Was the baby from that blonde guy? Could it be true that Jack was cheated on? I was surprised. Jessica struggled. You're hurting me. Her evasive gaze said it all. She had a drunken fling with that blonde guy. Jack glanced at me, filled with defeat. To Jessica, he said, "Jessica, I won't marry you. I'd rather die." Jessica's eyes widened, stunned by this twist. "You promised we'd get our marriage license next week," she cried softly, biting her red lips. Tears rolled down, textbook level crying. No wonder Jack always softened. "Bro, he pressured me. He made me drink. I just got confused." She saw Jack standing in the breeze, his expression vacant. Jessica panicked. "You've been drunk before too. Remember that time with me? You were drunk then too." Bringing that up made Jack's face darken. He already regretted going out that day to check on Jessica. "Jessica, I'm really annoyed with you now. Talking to you makes me feel awful." Jessica's eyes turned red. A fierce look crept up her face. "Jack, are you sure you'll never marry me, even if you die?" Jack remained silent. In a flash, it was unclear where Jessica got the strength. She grabbed Jack, and they both stumbled and fell into the middle of the road. Jessica's mouth twisted. "Then let's die together, brother." Jack, entangled with Jessica, couldn't get up quickly. For a moment, I forgot to react. A large truck sped from the corner, unable to avoid them. After a loud crash and the screeching brakes, they were caught under the tires. Whenever I recall that scene, I am still filled with terror. Even though Jack and I have taken different paths, we once truly cared for each other. A bit of regret still lingered. Jack should have had a bright future, but after that accident, he was bound to a wheelchair for the rest of his life. Jessica was hit even harder, sustaining severe brain injuries. What a pity for a beautiful live streamer, turned into someone who couldn't speak or move, a vegetable. I saw Jack again in the spring a year later. He asked to meet one last time. He said he was moving to a different city. The humidity in this city wasn't good for his condition. When I saw him at the coffee bar, I was a bit shocked. I almost didn't recognize him after a year. Jack looked haggard, his eyes dull, his clothes loose. So thin he was skin and bones. Because of his complicated leg injury, he needed one last surgery. So he hadn't gotten a prosthetic yet. Jack sat in a wheelchair, his pant legs empty from the knees down. His legs were amputated from the knees down due to the accident. I reminisced about our university days. On the field, his agile figure making a three-point shot, the cheers of the junior girls. He could never recreate that scene again in this life. For him, it was a massive blow. Who could have thought Jessica would be so extreme? In the end, she harmed herself and others. He called out hoarsely, "Zoe." I nodded at him. "Zoe, I really regret it." His head hung low, very dejected. If only I had stuck to my principles, hadn't given Jessica so much care, things might be different. Maybe we'd be married by now, maybe even with kids. When he said this, a glimmer of hope appeared in his eyes. Slowly, that light faded. Such a pity. I was so confused. I thought Jessica loved me more than you. When you broke up with me, I thought maybe I could try with her. We grew up together after all, but I realized eventually, it wasn't love. Zoe, if I told you I truly loved you, would you believe me? I sipped my coffee. Jack, life doesn't have that many ifs. This is the result of your own choices. I looked at him, speaking calmly. Jack, I neither love nor hate you now. This should be our last meeting. I hope you understand. Jack lowered his head and said goodbye. I strode out of the coffee bar. I felt a sense of relief in my heart. Today, the sky was clear blue. I raised my right hand, the sunlight pouring through my fingers. Warm and cozy. A brand new start.